Prime Time Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Primetime Local News. Jasmine King joined here with Josh Park. Now we're going to have all your local news, sports, and weather. But today we have a bunch of fill-ins because, like, everybody's gone. But Josh is going to be here for his last day at Primetime Local News, and it's gone by really quickly.
Yes, my last day here with Primetime Local News. Obviously a great honor to fill in for Josh Ryan. I'll be giving you guys all your weather updates for the rest of the evening. So, yeah, it's been a great summer. I'm going to miss all of you guys here, but Jasmine, no better way to finish off my summer than to do this with you. So it'll be a great night ahead of us, and I had a great summer.
Well, we'll have more of Josh's weather coming up, but first we're going to go to Eric Bay, who was on location today.
Thanks, guys. Well, today we are here at the Lloyd Mall, and we are checking out their Back to School Interactive, which kicks off here today, and will run for another couple days afterwards as well, as we are getting closer and closer to the beginning of school as fall does get nearer. Now, they have tons of stuff here to check out, games, painting as well, and a whole bunch of stuff for kids to get out there and get interacting with other people their age here before going back into school. So we're going to have some more back from here, but before that, we're going to head back into the studio.
Thanks, Eric. The Liberal government is announcing $1.75 billion in compensation for dairy farmers. The funding is meant to make up for losses farmers have suffered in recent trade deals, specifically CETA and the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Over the next 8 years, nearly 11,000 farmers across Canada will receive payments based on the number of dairy cows they own. Agriculture Minister Marie-Claude Bibeau says the funding reflects the government's deep respect for farmers. Bold Eagle, a program that has been running for 30 years in Wainwright, had their graduation yesterday, and we headed down to Wainwright to take in the action. The Bold Eagle graduation was held at CFB Wainwright, where the 30th anniversary year of the program was taking place. The program offers young Indigenous people the opportunity to learn more about their culture, as well as learning the ins and outs of the military.
Seeing the graduation of the Bold Eagle program. It's a group of 150 young people from ages 18 up to about 28 who have stepped in and stepped out of their ordinary lives to experience 6 weeks of cultural awareness and training, and then moving into a full basic training for the Canadian Army Reserves.
As this was the 30th year, they offered more people the chance to participate than ever before.
This is the biggest group of students we've ever had. And just watching them transform, because it's about transformed lives. It's about giving these people a completely new perspective, maybe discipline that they've never had before, all kinds of those elements that the military is so good at introducing to people.
The program is offered to Indigenous people from all across Canada, including one participant who made the trip from Nelson, BC.
I really enjoyed it. It's a really good experience for young Aboriginal people to come and see what it's like in the Army, to see if that's the career path they like to choose.
As the program dives deep into teaching military values and ways, it gives the recruits the opportunity to choose whether or not they want to continue a career in the military.
I think that all these kids are moving on. I actually had a chance to participate in helping them kind of figure out what they want to do after Bold Eagle, whether they want to join the reserves or the regular force or just move on to college or whatever. And seeing how many of them actually saw a future for themselves in the armed forces at some level was very, very exciting.
I was just interested, I guess, just to see what the military life was like and see if it was something I would want to pursue as a career, and I think I would.
Some days and nights were long and difficult, and it may take a lot of motivation, but one recruit had a simple way of making sure he completed the program.
I took it one meal at a time. People think about the ending and the end goal. I just took it one step at a time, tried to appreciate what I was doing and live in the moment.
The program takes place over 6 weeks and can be a stepping stone for the graduates to join the military. Video games can be quite addictive, and when Pokemon came out the first time, a lot of people couldn't help but get hooked on the game. As our Tegan Gieselbrecht reports, the popular phone game is back thanks to some video game enthusiasts.
Local gamers and others can be seen playing Pokemon Go around the border city.
So Pokemon Go is a mobile game. It's a game that you play on your cell phone. Basically, you walk around, you catch Pokemon, you hatch eggs. You can battle in gyms, you can do raids, which are special Pokemon that appear for a short amount of time, and They're what's called raid groups, so a bunch of different people jump into the same group and they battle this Pokemon.
Pokemon Go came out back in 2016. Catching Pokemon and battling with other trainers is the focus of the game. People can regularly find Pokemon at different locations that have high foot traffic.
Gyms are at specific points of interest, like for example the Sundial here. There's also the Splash Park. There's one at the museum. They're kind of all over the place. There's specific points of interest. There are stops, which are also kind of like in parks, other different points of interest. They show up on your little Pokemon Go map.
Some of the pocket monsters aren't easy or always available for you to encounter. That's why the game has special days to encounter them.
There's a lot of different things that Pokemon Go does. Community Day is basically where they pick one Pokemon and they increase the chance of it popping up. You get an increase of experience, increase of Stardust.
The game is helping people get outside and enjoy some fresh air.
It's just a way for people to kind of get out, interact with each other, get active, be outside a little bit more. Yes, you are playing on a cell phone, but hey, you're still outside, you're walking around.
Tegan Gieselbrecht, Primetime Local News.
It was an experience that parents would be proud to see as their up-and-coming young farmers dined and wined guests at the Vermilion Campus Research Center. Lloydminster residents were shuttled into Vermilion last night to feast on the farm.
So there is a cash bar at the back.
This is our 4th annual event and we're quite excited that this year it's the highest numbers, sold out, and it just looks like we're going to have a fabulous evening.
The annual event showcased the student-led learning at Lakeland College. The celebration was a combination of outdoor and inside events which kicked off the 30-year anniversary of the student-managed farm concept. The first feast on the farm was held in 2016, and since then over $65,000 has been raised. The funds will go towards scholarships and support for student-led activities across all of their programs. Now we go to our Eric Bay, who was on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Lloyd Mall, and we are talking about their back-to-school interactive they have going on over here the next couple of days, and Kim Richer joins me now. So first off, why don't you tell us a little bit about the interactive and what is going on here?
Basically, it's our back-to-school event to encourage the community to come out with their young families and kids. Mom can go do some back-to-school shopping. The kids can come over, play some fun games, make some new friends, and do crafts and story time and just have a good time. It's on today from 2 to 5 through Tuesday.
And now you guys do have some giveaways as well, so can you talk a little bit about that, what the kids can look forward to there?
They get some little toys, they get some games, they get some candy, and then there's prizes when they play the little games.
And now, talking about this event a little more, what was kind of the inspiration to start this up and have the kids come out and interact with a few other children their age?
You know, we tied it into back to school. It's kind of our way of getting the kids in that school frame before it comes up in another couple of weeks. They can kind of learn some things, meet some new friends, and for us, it's just engaging in the community.
All right, thank you for this. We're going to have some more back here with you coming up as we continue to speak about the Back to School Interactive going on down here at the Lloyd Mall over the next few days. But before we do get to that, we are going to go back into the studio.
Thank you very much, Eric. Taking a look at your temperatures in the Lloydminster region right now. Little bit of cloud cover right now in Lloydminster. Here's hoping that's going to push over so we can continue on and make sure we get those CPCA races going down at the Lloyd X grounds tonight. 12 degrees currently right now. The records at this time in 2001, 28 degrees. That's right, 28 degrees. And then the all-time low on this day was back in 2005. That's a 28-degree spread. That's a big one for you. Now taking a look at this system we have moving right now. We had a little bit of rain earlier in the evening. As you can see, this pressure system making its way down from the northwest, coming across. Looks like it might miss Lloydminster. We got a little bit of rain earlier, but here's hoping that stays far away from us for now. Now taking a look at some regional temperatures throughout the area. 14 degrees in Edmonton right now, 13 in Edson. 13 out in Whitecourt. At the basket, a little bit cooler right now, 10 degrees in August, something you don't always want to see. Then going over to Saskatoon, 19 degrees, Melfort 20 degrees, and Prince Albert 19 degrees. Now taking a look at the temperatures in the North Battleford area, currently 17 degrees. It's going to cool all the way down to 6 degrees overnight with a little bit of wind coming from the northwest, and then tomorrow it's going to be a little bit sunnier. Not necessarily that warm, but it doesn't look like we're going to have too much of a threat of precipitation tomorrow. And then out in Cold Lake right now, currently we're getting some rain showers down in that area, all the way down to 12 degrees. Overnight it's cooling all the way to 5 5, and then tomorrow is same as North Battleford. We're going to be up to 15 degrees, and then right now in the Lloydminster area, currently 12 degrees. We still have that overhead cloud cover, hoping it's going to blow over for the CPCA races tonight, and then all the way down to 4 degrees overnight. Tomorrow looks like it's going to clear up for us, ladies and gentlemen, all the way up to 15 degrees. Not going to have too much rain, and that has been a look at Lloydminster right now. Here's your quick 3-day forecast. 15 degrees for Saturday. Tomorrow going to be a beautiful day for those races, and then Sunday it's going to be 16 for that final, and then Monday it's going to be 16 once again. 16 and 16 for Sunday and Monday, and that has been a look at your 3-day forecast in the Lloydminster area. We'll be right back right after this with more primetime local news.
Welcome back. The federal government is giving farmers with cash advances for grains, oilseeds, and pulse crops more time to pay the money back. Agriculture Minister Marie-Claude Bibeau says a stay of default will be extended from the end of September to the end of March 2020. The Canadian Canola Growers Association and other groups administer the program. Bibeau says the move is needed to help farmers deal with market disruptions, but doesn't mention what they are. Rick White, CEO of the association, says farmers have been asking for additional time to repay their advance. He says producers have fewer marketing options for selling and prices have declined, which makes it difficult for farmers to sell their crops at a profit. Other administrations include Alberta Sugar Beet Growers, Alberta Wheat Commission, BC Breeder and Feeder Association, Manitoba Corn Growers Association, Manitoba Livestock Cash Advance, Producteurs de Grain du Quebec, and Western Canada Advance Program. For the 2018 program year, 12,902 grains, oilseed, and pulse producers took more than $1.68 billion in advances. Now we'll take a look at your egg prices.
We're a part of less than 5% of Canadian auto body shops and Lloydminster's only locations with certified collision care recognition at City Centre Auto Body.
Day 2 of the CPCA Finals is a wrap with veteran driver Ray Mitsui once again winning day money.
Ray Mitsui, the 7-time CPCA champion, open.
The older Mitsui posted a time of 1 minute 17.63 seconds, just barely edging out his son Dale for first place. Although Ray did beat his son the first 2 days, that might not be the case for the rest of the weekend.
I think he's a good enough driver that he will beat me one time or another here, like before this show is over, you know, so I can't brag about beating him. I got a lot of confidence in, like I said, with the horses being the way they are, they're running hard, both outfits, like mine and Dale. We're looking forward to Sunday.
With the 2 wins, Mitsui pulls within 50 points of the current first place holder Todd Baptiste. Races start at 6:30 tonight and Saturday, with Sunday's final round taking off at 2 p.m. Now for another edition of Inside the CPCA.
Inside the CPCA, brought to you by the Canadian Professional Chuck Wagon Association.
I'm Greg Buchanan with Inside the CPCA here tonight at the Women of the Wagons Gala, kind of kicking off the Wagon Week back on Tuesday night. And joining us right now from Women of the Wagons, also the CPCA Race Secretary, also the CPCA Marketing Director, and also the wife of BJ Carey. It's Kim Carey. Kim, talk about the night here, and a very special night. And the Women of the Wagons have been around for about 5-6 years, and you guys have been raising some great money for some great charities.
Yeah, this is, I think you're right, I think it's our 5th year now. We've donated $195,000 to the Jim Pattison Children's Hospital, about $65,000 to the Stollery, about $20,000 to Telemiracle, and $3,000 to the Ronald McDonald House from last year. And then we've also donated to a few other charities. We hold a couple events during the year. The Gala, of course, is our big fundraising. It's where we make most of our money. And then we also do a golf tournament in Mervyn, which was right before Turtleford.
Okay, and the charities are, maybe tell the listening audience, the viewing audience, the charities that are involved here with Women of the Wagons.
So the Jim Pattison Children's Hospital is the children's hospital in Saskatoon. Myself, I've got a son with juvenile arthritis, so we've utilized that hospital a lot, and it's an amazing place, and it's super exciting with all the renovations. They've done the new wing that they're opening up. It's a beautiful facility, and we're really thankful to be able to be part of that. Then we got the Stollery Children's Hospital in Edmonton. Again, numerous people from the association have used it. We actually used it 3 years ago ourselves when our daughter Shay got bit by a dog, had to get rushed to Edmonton and surgery on her lip. And again, the doctors, the nurses, everything there was just amazing. And then the one that we started donating to last fall as well was the Ronald McDonald House. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they had a baby last fall, and they utilized it, and I was there quite a few times, and the people there are just unreal. There's countless volunteers that donate their time, cooking, and just helping everybody out there, and to be that close to the hospital for all those families was just amazing.
What does it mean to the CPCA to give back to the charities like that?
It means a lot. We're family-oriented sport, and so anytime we can do anything like that is huge for us.
And that is Kim Carey. We're at Women of the Wagons Gala for Inside the CPCA.
A couple of ball diamonds in the border city are getting facelifts in anticipation of the 2020 Saskatchewan Summer Games here in Lloydminster. The two diamonds located behind the Lloydminster Hospital have gone through complete renovations ahead of next summer. A number of different changes needed to be made to ensure the diamonds are capable of hosting these high-level games, as well as some upgrades to add some flash to the park.
Well, the first thing is you had to make sure that the distances were right, so we had to move some fencing, new backstops at the appropriate distance, and then from there we went into some of the better things when you take a look at how to make it a real memorable games for kids. So redid the dugouts, making sure we have sound boosts, proper score clocks, those kind of things that the kids really remember.
Renovations were completed earlier this week, and now the fields are already in use. U15 AAA baseball championships are breaking in the new diamonds this weekend, and the host society is pleased to know that these facilities will be used for years to come.
I was really impressed talking to some people, some volunteers. We had so many volunteers come through for us to get these things ready. And it was just seeing the happiness and the pride in their eyes and saying, yeah, this would be great, not just for my kid playing now, but for my younger boys coming up. And they're just so excited about that. So it's a great thing for Lloydminster Volleyball.
One of the new and unique features at the Diamonds are the mesh backstops. Rather than the traditional chain link fences, the mesh gives spectators a better view to the action and are much easier on the baseballs. Now we go to our Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Lloyd Mall, and today we have been talking about their Back to School Interactive, which is kicking off today and will be running over the next few days. And Kim Richer joins me once again, and now we were talking, obviously, great event for the kids, but what ages can attend here?
It's open to kids 3 to 11. They can drop in if they haven't registered, still drop in. We have some openings today, starting at 2 p.m. all the way to Tuesday, and it runs till 2 to 5 each day.
All right, perfect. Now, once again, maybe just in case the kids kind of want to know a little more what they are getting into here, if they want to check it out this weekend, what do you guys actually have available for them here?
Well, we have Lori Makachuk, who ran a play school for years and years in our community. She's running the program for us this year. She's very good at keeping the kids entertained. She's got different crafts, different games. We have some fun games provided by the tent guys for us. And it's just some storytelling, some crafts, some painting, and lots of fun little interactive games.
And now you guys here at the mall have been putting on more and more events geared toward kids. So what's the importance of, making sure kids have something to do here and also something like this where they do get to interact before heading back to school?
Yeah, the idea is for us to engage in our community, give the Lloyd Mall, the Lloydminster community a place to come, hang out with their kids, give their kids an opportunity to burn some energy, give those families an opportunity to do some shopping while their kids are entertained. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody.
And now, once again, we did mention games. There's some coloring. So what would you say maybe for you particularly, if maybe you want to try this out, what do kids have to come here and check out for sure?
Oh, for sure. I think it's going to be the games. Lori has some fun games that are going to test kids' mobility, their skill testing, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. It's not going to be just coloring. It's going to be very interactive. Have fun with your friends. It is different ages, but we've set up the games to be age appropriate, and we're setting them in their groups based on age, so that what a 3-year-old is doing isn't necessarily what the 11-year-old is doing.
All right, thank you for this. We are going to have some more back from here once again, talking about the Lloyd Mall and what they have going on. But before that, we are going to head back into the studio.
Thank you very much, Eric. Taking a look at your temperatures once again right now in the Lloydminster area. If you are planning on heading down to the Lloydex grounds and taking in those CPCA races tonight, some good news for you. Although we're seeing that cloud coverage right now, it looks like the rain is going to hold off for the rest of the evening. As you can see right now, 12 degrees in the border city. The record in 2001, 28. The low record in 2005 is 0 degrees. As obviously we're still seeing that wind coming out of the northwest, 24 kilometers an hour. And now taking a look at your temperatures for the Midwest region, 12 degrees in Lloydminster, as said, 14 in Vermilion right now. All the way out in Edmonton, we're seeing 14 degrees, up 11 degrees in Bonnyville, 12 degrees in Cold Lake. Going over to the other side here, 15 in Meadow Lake, 13 in St. Walburg, and 17 down in North Battleford. Now spreading it out a little bit more here, 20 out in Melfort, down in Saskatoon, 19 degrees right now. Out in Edson, 13 degrees, 16 degrees in Jasper. Still an opportunity for you to head out to the mountains if you are looking to do a little bit of hiking for the rest of your summer. 12 degrees up in Cold Lake. And as I mentioned, we still have this system making its way down from the northwest, heading down south and east. It looks like we're in the clear here in Lloydminster. Doesn't look like we're going to see rain for the rest of the night. So if you are planning on heading down to the races, looks like you might be in the clear. Tomorrow, it's going to be 15 degrees in Lloydminster. A lot of the same story for all of the regional temperatures in this area, maybe up a degree or two in some of the cities. 17 degrees in Edmonton tomorrow, 16 in Bakerville, 17 in Wainwright. Up in Bonnyville, we're going to get up to 15 degrees. Isle La Crosse, you're going to see 11 degrees. St. Walburg, 14. Meadow Lake, 13. And down to North Battleford, you're going to see 16 degrees. In Lloydminster, for a short-term forecast here for you, 12 degrees currently in the border city. Overnight, it's going to cool down to 4 degrees, 15 tomorrow. It looks like we're going to get a little bit warmer. Obviously, we also have some baseball championships heading down in the border city tomorrow and for the duration of the rest of the weekend. So, looks like the temperature is going to hold up tomorrow. As regards for a 7-day forecast in Lloydminster, Sunday we're going to get up to 16 degrees, slight chance precipitation, and then Monday 16, 19 on Tuesday, and then Wednesday. That is your hot day of the week. 25 degrees on Wednesday in Lloydminster. That's going to be your opportunity to get out. Might be one of those final days for the rest of the summer that we get up around that mid-20s temperature, so make sure you take advantage of that. And then cooling off for the rest of the week, Thursday 18 degrees, and then Friday we're going to get 19 degrees with a 30% chance of participation. That has been a look at your 7-day forecast for Lloydminster. We're going to have more primetime local news for you coming up after the break.
Once again, we are back here at the Lloyd Mall, and today we are checking out their back-to-school interactive happening here over the next few days. But now Evelyn Adrozo joins me, and you guys have a ton of different events coming up, including a movie as well. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, definitely, Eric. As you know, we are very proud to say that the marketing strategy of the Lloyd Mall has elevated. Our goal is really to be consistent and to create something more fun, more interesting, sophisticated, extravagant events here, something for everyone. Okay, in saying that, I would like to take this opportunity to invite everyone to come. Please join us on September 13 for our Lloyd Mall Drive-In movie. Proceeds of this event is going to benefit the Lloydminster Rescue Squad. And also we will have the Halloween pumpkin contest. We will also have the Halloween costume photos and the 4th annual Glitter Night. Santa Hours also will start here at Lloyd Mall on the very first week of December, and we have our surprise, most explosive and most extravagant something, a treat for everyone. It's going to be the launching of the Grinch here in the mall. And also, those people who would like to have photos and selfies and videos, you can come over at the Lloyd Mall to have your selfies with our 3D sophisticated illuminated build-up backdrop.
Now, obviously, you guys do have all these events going on here, so if people do want more information, whether that be the movie or the Halloween stuff you have going on, how can they find that information out?
Yes, for store events and specials, please like us on Facebook Lloyd Mall page, and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Check us out at lloydmall.com.
All right, thank you for this. We are going to have some more back from here, continuing to talk about the Back to School Interactive, as well as the other events the Lloyd Mall does have going on that you can check out in the fall. But before that, we are going to head back into the studio.
Thanks, Eric. Now, our question of the day today is, who is one artist you want to see before you die? Now, we got a lot of comments on this one. We have Dolly Parton, Bon Jovi, Metallica, Kiss, Bruce Springsteen, Cher, a Kiss. We got a couple answers like that. Now, these were all pretty interesting ones that I hadn't even thought of.
Yeah, I agree. Those are some kind of covered all the spectrums there. Dolly Parton, Metallica, we kind of covered the entire map. For me personally, I'm going to go way not even close to any of those. I'm going to go J. Cole. I'm a bit of a rap band, a little bit of a younger artist catering to them, but yeah, definitely J. Cole for me. I know he's a big festival guy, so maybe I have to catch him at one of those. Maybe Nickelback. Nickelback, an absolutely legendary band in regards to like fans in Alberta. I feel like everyone in Alberta likes Nickelback, so yeah, Nickelback would be not bad.
I agree with you with the music festivals. You really do see a lot of different artists there. So if you go to the right one, you're going to be able to find pretty much anyone you like. Like I think someone I would really like to see is Childish Gambino. He's one of my favorites. So just going to a music festival that features all of those artists would be really cool.
I feel like that's the way to do it nowadays. I feel like stuff like traditional concerts are kind of dying a little bit, and the way that you're going to see the best and the largest amount of artists in one amount of time is going to be those music festivals. So I'd say that's the way to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, one thing that is always popular is pets. Now, we're going to look at your pet pad pictures for today. Now, this is Bolt.
What a name. He better be fast with that kind of name.
And now next we have Harlow, playing with his ball.
That's a unique name. He's got a nice ball there out of B. Harlow.
And now we have Misty and Lyra just cuddling on the ground.
Is that a bunny on the left, Misty? Great job.
And now we have Milo, again a cutie.
Aw, wonder if Milo can swim.
And then lastly, we have Annabelle.
Annabelle. What a way to round it off, Annabelle. Great job. You're looking cute in that picture, laying on top of a table or something. I don't know, but great work.
Now, you can always submit your pictures onto our Facebook page, and at the end of next hour, we are going to be revealing your pet winner.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Back in the Primetime Local News studio, and Josh Park hadn't left us just yet, so we thought we'd do one more Josh and Josh segment before he takes off.
Why not?
For bigger and better things. We'll see. Let's start in the world of hot takes.
Yes.
Not normally a thing we do on this show, but with you, we're making an exception, and we have several seasons of professional sports coming up in, I guess, less than a month's time. So might as well get our predictions off now before people call us bandwagon jumpers. So we're going to start with you. What is a hot take that you predict will happen this season?
I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want me to go football, hockey, or basketball? Because I got one for all three, Josh, so I'm going to put the ball in your court.
Well, it's about to be football season, so we may as well start there.
Let's go football then. I'm going to go to the New York Football Giants. Obviously, they just drafted Daniel Jones out of Duke, 6th overall. A lot of criticism for that pick, Josh, especially coming out. It's a Duke quarterback, not often some guy that gets drafted, especially in the top 15. A lot of criticism for that team.
Justified criticism, I'd
Yes,
say.
of course.
Justified.
Last year they went 5-11. I'm going to predict this year. Obviously, I don't know if it's that much of a hot take to predict that a team's going to go 500, but I think they're going to go 8-8. I think now that they got OBJ out of the locker room, I think that that's going to be a more tight-knit team, and I think that Daniel Jones is going to come in, be the #1 quarterback, and I think they're going to do well in an NFC East division that isn't that strong. The Redskins, that's a QB carousel. They don't know who's going to be starting for them. The Cowboys, they haven't even signed Ezekiel Elliott yet. And the Eagles, I think they'll lead the division, but I think the Giants are going to do not bad.
There's three problems with that. One, who is he going to throw the ball to now that OBJ is not there? Two, even without Ezekiel Elliott, the Cowboys still have several elite players in multiple positions. And three, You're right. The Eagles will be solid again this year. So if those two teams are good, how are they getting to 5-5, 8-8, 500, whatever you want to call 500?
There's a gentleman by the name of Golden Tate. He's dynamite, especially in the red zone. He can get up jump balls. That's a thing for him. Although he's not the biggest receiver, I think he's going to be their number one target. Number two, they have a guy by the name of Sterling Shepard, who was a 1B behind Odell Beckham Jr. last year. Although he didn't get as many touches, and especially red zone touches as OBJ, Sterling Shepard is a thoroughly underrated wide receiver in the NFL. And number three, they have the best running back in the entire NFL, a guy by the name of Saquon Barkley, and I think that's more than enough of a case for them to go 8-8.
I mean, there's many great running backs who only last 2 seasons in the NFL, but
Agreed.
We need to move on, so I'll leave you with that point. Do you want football as well, or do you want to go to a different sport with me?
Let's go different sport. Whatever you think your hottest take is, give it to me, JR.
All right, my hottest take, and I know people accuse me of being a homer, is that the Toronto Raptors will at least return to the conference finals this season. And the reason why is because, 1, they have championship pedigree now on their roster. 2, they will have Marc Gasol through a full training camp and probably healthier. He was underratedly banged up last year.
Agreed.
Siakam can take one more jump. If he starts hitting open 2-point jumpers and becomes a guy who can make his own shot whenever, he's a top 10 player in the league. And finally, OG Anunoby, he is ready for a breakout season, and the East is still not that good. So all they have to do is beat one of Philly or Milwaukee, both of which I don't think got better this year.
Josh Ryan.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I love that you just took that hot take because I'm ready to go at you for that one.
Okay.
First of all, I think the Toronto Raptors are a great team. I think they're going to be a playoff team, Josh. Don't get me wrong.
They better be.
They're not going to make it to the conference finals, not even close. They'll be lucky if they make it out of the first round of the playoffs. First of all, last year, the first thing you could say is, sure, Kawhi's gone. They went 17-5 without Kawhi last year.
Mm-hmm.
They went 13-0 against non-playoff teams that made the playoffs. They were 4-5. Kawhi Leonard, their number one piece, is gone. You got to expect guys like OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam to take ginormous steps in order for a team to get past. We're talking the Philadelphia 76ers, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Brooklyn Nets, who just acquired a couple of dynamite players, a guy by the name of Kyrie Irving, and a Boston Celtics team that I think got better this year with Kyrie Irving being gone. Kemba Walker, great point guard, just saying.
Quick rebuttal. Kyrie Irving is the only star on that Brooklyn Nets team who lost a couple of pieces.
Well, DeAndre Jordan.
All of 38-year-old DeAndre Jordan playing pylon defense, very exciting. And also, they're paying Kevin Durant more than $30 million a season to not play for them this year. The Brooklyn Nets are not an issue. The only other team that I can possibly see being a competitive team in the first round is the Indiana Pacers. That depends on if Oladipo makes a swift and solid recovery. So while you're accurate that those two other teams are great, I can't go with you on the Nets. I really do think my Toronto Raptors are going to be a player in the Eastern Conference next year. So it looks like you don't have anything else to add to that now?
I have 3 things to say to that, and all I'm going to say is Milwaukee Bucks, Indiana Pacers, Philadelphia 76ers, and Boston Celtics, and then I'm going to leave it right there.
That was 4 things, and because of that, we are heavy. So let's take a break on Primetime Local News.
I'm Justin with Boom 101.9 and 93.7 Wayne FM, and here's what's happening. Lots of concert stuff going down this weekend, so make sure you listen closely. Starting things off is Extreme Mudfest. That is happening in Bonnyville, August 15th to the 18th. It is going to be a party. It is 4 days fueled with muddy fun. Plus, you got Tim Hicks and Default headlining with a whole bunch of incredible openers. Weekend passes are starting at $105, which is a huge bargain considering what that gets you. You can grab your tickets over at extrememudfest.com. And then moving on to another music festival that's happening here in Wainwright at the Mistahaya Retreat Center. Come by the Hills Music Festival. You can grab your tickets online over at comebythehills.ca. There are a ton of acts performing. You got the Northern Pikes, JJ Shiplet, Angel Forrest, and Stephen Fearing, just to name a few of the many awesome artists and feature artists that are going to be there. Make sure you check that out. It is going to be a good time. And then switching our sights to the end of the month in just a few weeks here, you have Lloydfest 2019 happening. It's going down August 24th and 25th over at Lakeland College. Get the family out for an amazing weekend celebrating culture and heritage. I'm Justin with Boom 101.9 and 93.7 Wayne FM, and that's what's happening.
In studio one last time with Josh Park, and we are going to move on from hot takes to possible changes to rules in the game. So what drastic rule change would you suggest for professional sports that would change the way the game's played, but for the better? I don't know how light or serious you're going to go with this. Mine are particularly interesting. So what would you change that would drastically improve the product of any one of the major professional sports?
Josh Ryan, I love this question. Anytime anyone wants to talk about the NFL, I'm willing to bring this up. This is more of a serious one, and I legitimately think this is something that they should implement in the NFL. It's something that you see in college football, especially in the NCAA, and I think it adds a lot to the game in regards to seeing acrobatic catches and making offenses more lively, because it really opens up the playbook. Although you might not think it is, I think that they should bring 1-foot catches to the NFL. It's something you see in NCAA. Right now, the NFL, by regulation, is you have to have 2 feet in bounds in order for it to be an eligible catch. And frankly, I just think that that is limiting the creativity you can see out of some of these wide receivers. Wide receivers are arguably some of the best top athletes in the entire world.
True.
And I think that by the fact that you got to get them having 2 feet in, you're taking away some from sick catches.
Now, I don't disagree with that, but the counter to that would be, what if you take away the highlight reel, barely keeping both toes in the line that you see from a guy like Odell Beckham Jr. or a guy like Antonio Brown, like those highlight reel catches where they work so hard to keep both those feet in bounds. You're taking that highlight away from the game.
I 100% agree, but I think that you're going to get the exact same thing out of 1 foot. I don't know if you've seen any great NCAA highlights where you'll see a guy go up with 2 hands, maybe even sometimes 1, and when he's already completely, his body is out of bounds, but he can somehow sneak that foot in and tap it inside that green turf, man. Those are highlights that I live for, and I just think that the 1-foot rule would really bring a new element to the NFL.
I'm interested in that. I'd be curious to hear what Vince Oreo and the other football element in town think. You ready for mine?
Let's hear it.
All right. So the sport of baseball is really struggling with ratings right now. It's appealing to an older demographic. The games are too long. People can't get off their phones. They're switching in and out. So you have to nab them, get their attention right away. What about having a section of the outfield where it's still considered a home run if it lands beyond the point of the turf, but instead of a wall, you have a pool? So you have people hanging out in the background in a pool, so you can pay extra VIP tickets to watch. You have to make a risk as a baseball player. If you jump, catch the ball, land in the water, people see a spectacular splash. They can see the catch before it gets in there. Then you have to try to, center yourself and then still throw the ball.
Okay, so you're saying this swimming pool is in play, like it's in the field of play, or it's in the grandstand?
It is in the field of play, and there's a little glass pane separating the other side of the pool where just people are hanging out swimming.
Oh, okay, because you have seen there's a couple.
They have
there's
the
one in
pools for people to
particular.
hang
there's
out,
one MLB stadium that actually has a pool out
where they can
in the
hang out in the
outfield,
background. Absolutely.
But you're saying this pool is enough in play and has enough accessibility to these players that they would be able to jump in and make a catch.
Yes.
I think that you're adding a little bit of too much of a circus element to the game. I think it's a great idea. Maybe they could try it out in an all-star game or something like that. But
doesn't baseball need a little bit of a circus element? Circus elements are what we love about the NBA and to a lesser extent the NFL.
All I'm going to say to that, Josh, is you've seen a lot of these old school broadcasters. They get mad when they see Marcus Stroman walking off the mound with a shimmy. How do you think it's going to go when you try to convince them they should put a pool on a baseball field, Josh?
That's exactly the problem with the MLB. It is sorry to say it, an old man sport in many ways. All of the guys announcing are from a different era.
I won't argue that.
You got to bring in the millennial generation somehow.
That'll liven up the game for them.
Absolutely. So you're kind of on the fence then.
I'm on the fence. I like the idea. Let's try it out in an all-star game first, though.
Okay, I'll take you up on that. Hopefully the commissioner of baseball will take us up on that as well.
Once again, we are back down here at the Lloyd Mall, and we've been talking about their back-to-school interactive kicking off today. As you can see, the kids are already signing up, having a ton of fun here. And again, we were talking a little bit if your kid does want to get in the action, or you just want to get them out of your hair here for a few hours, as the summer has been kind of long on parents. You can definitely they have some drop-ins available as well. And again, this will be running through till Tuesdays, and there's tons of stuff to check out for kids ages 3 to 11. As you can see the games, there's coloring over to my right as well. There's some snacks and popcorn available, which obviously is always a big hit for the kids. And now again, those kids will be separated into kind of their age groups in case your kid is maybe a little more shy. They can definitely interact with kids more their age, so you're not too worried about your 3-year-old getting involved with some 11-year-olds. So that's all we'll have for now. Now we're going to head back into the studio.